Yes, thank you very much. Hello, everyone. My name is Anka Anton. I'm a Director of Power Relations and Administration at UPrera. And I'm very happy to be here. At UPrera, we try to support valuable educational initiatives. We've been involved with the Commission on Public Relations Education. We've been involved with educational initiatives of Global Alliance. We are all facing global issues that really require global engagement. And as you'll see, this report offers recommendations and insights that are valuable to us all, no matter if you are from the States or from the UK or from Romania or from Indonesia. You will see that we are connected in the issues that we face and hopefully in the recommendations and solutions that you will see. So, I will start by addressing the future of the workforce in public relations. If you could put up the slide. So basically, what you will see in the report are several insights into where we are right now in terms of well-being and the workplace, in terms of mental health, in terms of accessibility, in terms of what exactly is the perspective of Gen Z on their employability, on them as employees, and as on the perspective of regarding employers. So some of the topics were opened up with the millennials, but really the research conducted on Gen Z shows us that it's not just exceptions, it's patterns. So I don't know if I should, yeah? Could you go to the next slide? It's slide. Better if you see. Right. So in the report, you will see these, let's say, insights, but then you will go into the recommendations. And really the recommendations will show you a few things. One, that really at the core of it, it's collaboration between academia and practitioners. Now, I know that we've been doing that for a long time, and we each try to put work into obtaining better results, but really these are new times where we need increased support from practitioners, where we need increased engagement. Also because, as Professor Gregory was mentioning before, there is a whole new universe of challenges, a tsunami of challenges, I think you were saying. And in academia, we are reaching teaching capacity. So we do need consistent, long-term engagement from practitioners. Other recommendations that the report offers are related to ensuring that our students really know themselves better, that they understand better the role that their value system plays in carving out a career progression. This will enable them not only to better align their value system with the value system of the organizations that they seek as employers, but also enable them to identify when exactly they will be in, let's say, exploitative situations. And I think this is one of the things that really we don't see too much. Okay, so I think I discovered the forward button. Yes. So I think this is where I was. Right. So you will see here the insights, there you will see the recommendations, and this is really the pattern that the report works on. So another aspect, another recommendation is to include specific content on ethical challenges, and not just the traditional challenges that we face in public relations, but also the new ones, the ones related to AI, the ones related to misinformation, the ones related to polarization, and particularly effective polarization, which is at the core of what we are really talking. This will enable students to understand not just in a theoretical way, but also because, or if we have the engagement of practitioners, it will show them what exactly they will be confronted with once they become employees. Also, by immerging students into real life situations, they will understand not just in theory, they will not just have let's say an abstract concept of what their work will be, but they will know from the beginning or as early as possible what exactly the work will be. Because sometimes you do see students who may not understand from the beginning what power relations is. They might see the glitz and glamour, and they might not understand exactly what is required of them. Right. Another aspect is this focus on personal communication, getting students to understand the value of networking and the input that can have, and also adapting onboarding practices. This is actually quite a challenging one, because you are not just adapting onboarding practices for Gen Z. You are adapting for a whole array of generations and with their generational challenges, and this will put increasing pressure on organizations. So this would be one of the topics. Just in a nutshell, what the recommendation says is that we need to prepare students to be adaptable, to be ethical, and to be empathetic. You know, it's important to have all three. It's important not to have adaptability just for efficiency. It's important to have adaptability in order to have practitioners who are compassionate about how they perform their work. Right. The next topic is the curriculum. Now, this one is organized in a very interesting way. It's a compare and contrast approach. And here you will find information on the perspectives of educators and perspectives of practitioners. And this is organized as let's say, as an approach to KSAs, so basically knowledge, skills, and abilities. And throughout the report, you will see desired KSAs and actual delivered or found KSAs. And it's important to notice that educators and practitioners are pretty much aligned in what they considered important. Where they are not necessarily aligned is in how they evaluate them. Basically, practitioners always evaluate lower knowledge, skills, and abilities. However, there is one trend that should raise issues and should make us look further into this more in depth. The fact that when compared to previous editions of the report, all evaluations are lower. So educators and practitioners agree on what's important, but they also agree on the fact that there is an underperformance by students and young graduates across the board, across all these three dimensions. So this is an important, let's say, impact of probably the pandemic, of probably the impact of social media. Now, yep. For some reason, all right, so this should say topic 3, critical thinking, critical strategic thinking. So I think there was an issue with translation. So the topic 3 is related to critical strategic thinking. So it's not just about critical thinking, it's not just about strategic thinking. It's about applying critical thinking in order to deliver actionable forward-looking strategies. And you have here a set of, let's say, traits of PR students in order to make sure that we have this critical strategic thinking. But I think the most important recommendation coming out of this topic is the DASA model, which basically says that in order to develop critical strategic thinking, you need to approach the process in a certain in certain steps. And the report offers this let's say, map of how to do that, how to cultivate this in a classroom setting. So you have the four steps, right? You have detecting, you have the analysis, you have the strategizing, and you have acting on the strategy. And you will find in the report a wonderful map, a roadmap to how this can be applied in class. It's a whole list of activities that you can do in class that can be done in collaboration, educators and practitioners, in order to develop and encourage students to develop these steps. And also you can find some recommendations on how to integrate this model into the 6 course standard that Professor Katerina Tsetsura was mentioning, which is the CPRE standard, right? So you have 6 courses that you need to have in any PR program, no matter how it's called. It's the PR principles, the research methods, the internship or practical application. You have the campaigns, you have writing, and recently ethics. So this is in a nutshell, but I do encourage you to read through the report. It's a very good guide through what education is right now and what it can be. And my colleague Dr. Wally will tell you a little bit more about the other topics. Thank you.